Okay, first grade, we're working on part 2 of our Grant Wood landscape. Make sure that you have your paper, make sure it's horizontal, make sure the blue sky is on top. Now let's review our parts of a landscape. In the front, which is the bottom of your paper, this is called the foreground. I hope that's what you said. The middle of the paper is pretty easy. The middle of our landscape is called the middle ground. The top of our paper is called the background. So we have, repeat after me, foreground, middle ground, background. Now this is important because when the supply manager brings your tray, you're going to see that we are using sponges. I already have the paint open. I already have the sponges in the cups because the background trees are going to be smaller. So we have a smaller sponge and they're going to be a darker blue-green. So these are the darker colors, smaller sponge for the background. The foreground and middle ground trees are going to be bigger and they're going to be a little bit brighter because the sun is closer. So they are a lighter color green. Now please listen and watch and make sure whatever sponge you pull the paint out of is the sponge you are putting back in. We do not want to mix our colors in our cup. So there are 4 sponges, which means you should each have your own. We are going to take turns. We are going to use all 4 colors, but I just want you to see that we are all working at the same time, just with a different color and a different sponge. Please watch and listen for the background first. Again, the background's the top of your paper. So I have the edge, I'm holding the sponge here, and my trees, they need to be touching, don't let them float in the sky. They're going to be touching the paper. So again, I'm just dabbing a few spots, and I can even turn it and make it smaller onto my paper. Now I know if you're the first person, it may be a big glunk. Just kind of turning it to a smaller part. Okay, so again, I don't want to fill that in because I have another color I want to use. Again, make sure I'm getting it out wherever I'm picking it up from. I'm just adding a few more. I can even add this color on top because again, this is all background. So you can still see I see the landscape. You can still see I see a few trees. I did not cover all of the middle ground and background with trees. Again, this is the sky. No trees should be floating in the sky. Now I'm going to move down and show you what we're doing with the bigger sponge. I'm going to wipe some of this off because I'm realizing it's just too much. In the foreground's the front of the paper. These trees are going to be bigger. So I'm just kind of, these trees and bushes. And then I'm going to switch. Again, make sure I put that in the back. I'm going to wipe off because it's just too much. There we go. Oop, wrong way. Again, you don't want the whole landscape to be covered in trees. We're just adding a few details of it. That's a bigger tree right here. So obviously we don't have the tree trunks yet. We'll add that. We have a detail to add with oil pastels after we get the main trees on here and bushes. Okay, so I feel like I've added enough. Again, we're not wiping or stirring. You are pouncing, hopping, whatever you want to call it. Again, make sure I put the correct sponge in the paint. To clean up, please listen. You're not putting the tops on. Just make sure that your sponges are left in the paint. Miss Lawson will take the sponges out and I will close the paint. All you need to do is take your tray, supply manager, and return it to the back counter. Everybody else, you're going to listen to Miss Lawson can tell you if you're taking your paint mat and your art to the drying rack or just your art.